Okay, today I've got a little video review of the Marzocchi Bomber 44. This one is the TST2 Air model. Originally retailed for a bit over $400. And you can find these if you look hard enough on clearances. Like for instance, I bought this at the end of last year as a clearance model, and I actually saved myself a little over $100 on it. And this fork comes in a variety of different models, all the way from, this is not the most expensive model, this is actually more of the mid to lower of the scale of 44, but the 44 itself is a high-end fork overall, used on mid-level to high-end bikes. This fork itself, expect its current 2013 model to probably retail for a little more, so you're looking at about a $450 fork to $500 in there, depending on your options. This model is set with the spacers to 120mm travel to match the rear of my Valiant, but you can also get it in various travel modes in, say, 130, 140, 150, depending on the type of model that you've gotten. And it is available in air and coil. And in this case, the air model saves a bit of weight at a 120mm travel, which is, just under 5 inches. This weighs 2078 grams. That's 2078, which works out, for those of you not on the metric system, which I'm not, but that's a more accurate gauge of weight. That works out to be just under 4.5 pounds, or right at 4.5 pounds. So it's a lightweight, long travel fork with full adjustability. As you can see, if that'll zoom in on that, there we go. There is your air adjust, and as its namesake applies, it does have the TST2 adjustability, which is a 5-position system. The TST2 starts out at fully unlocked, add a little bit of compression, a little bit more, until it's at full lock. Now, I find this useful not as just simply a lockout, but I generally, there's fully open, I will generally run a little bit of compression, particularly on downhills, to help the fork from diving under braking. And it is a low speed compression adjustment, so a little bit actually acts as a slight pedaling platform to help prevent bobbing without giving up the full plushness. So very useful there. It's much like the Sun Tour Speed Lock in the fact that it is a progressive low speed compression lockout. Now this fork also does have rebound, and the rebound adjustment, I'm not going to play with that because I have it set where I need it, but the rebound adjustment is a noticeable adjuster. Some rebound adjustments, I think that they're there for marketing, because some you do not feel much effect. As you can see, the fork itself, sturdily built. It has 32mm stanchions that are alloy. They're black nitride coated for slickness, and alloy crown and steer for weight savings. This fork, unlike some of the older Marzocchis, which I loved, this fork has a cartridge damper. Makes it easier to service and easier to replace if your damping assembly happens to fail. The old Marzocchi forks used to be all open bath, and that is a little more service intensive, but it does generally provide an even better feel. However, this, after a good hard season and a half of riding, this has been a great fork, and I'd highly recommend it for anybody on a intermediate travel full suspension bike, as well as this would, at its lightweight, would make a pretty good companion for any hardtail as well. I am actually thinking of putting one of these or a Sun Tour Axon or Epicon on my tie axe when I do upgrade that fork. So I may be using one of these on my hardtail as well. But this is the Marzocchi 44 TST2 Air, and if you have any questions, comments, leave them in the section below.